Hello there, this is Dustin McCarty with Strategic Impact International. I oversee the region of Sub-Saharan Africa and have been with SI since the very beginning. The reason for this video is to let you in on some of the updates that we're in the process of making right now with regard to the image of Strategic Impact. We'll be releasing a new logo and website and updating our materials to reflect that, and we wanted you to have some information about the history of SI and what brought about these necessary changes for the updating. Shortly after Strategic Impact began active ministry in 2004, we recognized the need for a logo design that would establish the foundation for our image. We looked at several designs, but this one seemed to fit the bill better than other offerings. It conveyed certain strength and incorporated a spear, which was intended to communicate both about the targeted impact that we would seek to have, as well as the tribes and people groups with whom we'd be working. God continued to develop and refine Strategic Impact through the years, but always maintained our crystal clear vision of fulfilling the Great Commission throughout the world. Our initial event-based method of gathering large groups of nationals for training in a conference-style setting matured into a more process-based training, starting with an event and then walking together with a smaller group of key leaders in relationship until a local team was identified that would take full ownership to multiply on their own. We learned that in order to train nationals to reach nations, that we really needed to focus on equipping the few to reach the many. Now, this required the development of many new and more focused training materials that would be more congruent with this fruitful approach of ministry. We had already acknowledged that the key factor for fulfilling the Great Commission was multiplication to the fourth generation. And now it became clear that this fourth generation multiplication needed to take place on all four levels: leaders, disciples, churches, and movements. Every generation multiplying to the fourth generation at every level. All of these changes took place gradually over the first decade of Strategic Impact's existence. But now, with our 10th anniversary behind us, and God's same vision before us, and the core components of a successful biblical strategy in place, the time has come to bring all of these things together into a symbol that will more clearly communicate the work of our past, the strategic clarity that we've gained, and the ongoing pursuit of fulfilling the Great Commission. And so here it is, the next Strategic Impact logo. It may look simple, but there's a surprising amount of symbolism built into the new imagery. The general public may not see these things, but we want you, who are more intimately involved, to see behind the scenes to understand the meanings behind the image. So, let's take a closer look. We'll start out with the icon. The arrows are both a tribute to the spearhead from the original Strategic Impact logo, as well as indicating direction, moving forward toward the God-given vision of fulfilling the Great Commission. We also see a reflection from top to bottom, as we desire that the will of God would be reflected here below as it is done above. Note that there are 4 arrows. This represents both multiplication to the fourth generation, as well as the 4 categories of leaders, disciples, churches, and movements. They also increase in size, connoting that we start with the faithful few doers of the thing, and then we see momentum gained over time as the many are reached. Each arrow can also be seen as a building block, that the faithful actions in small things lead to bigger things over time, And the identical shape of each block indicates that the same consistent activities are necessary at each stage of growth: evangelism, discipleship, leadership development, and church planting. Another aspect is the text. As we have expanded into many new territories, each continent, region, and nation has expressed the desire for its own identifying mark. We desire this to happen, but we also desire to communicate unity within Strategic Impact and consistency within the ministry overall. So we've designed the logo in such a way that the word international can be easily removed and replaced with the name of the continent, region, or nation which wants to be identified. This allows for a unique mark for each area while still maintaining consistency for the ministry overall. A huge thank you to Moises Pina of Venezuela for his hard work on this logo and rebranding. We really feel like he came up with a winner of a design. We also hope that you're as excited as we are about the release of all the updated materials and the new website incorporating the redesigned logo. It's been a long time in the works. We're anticipating the release of the refreshed versions of everything, including the website, in the first quarter of 2017. So thank you. Thank you for taking time to watch this and get a peek behind the scenes of just some of the things that's been going on with SI International. But also, and more importantly, thank you for your faithful work in this ministry. Making disciples, raising up leaders, planting cell churches, and launching movements so that the gospel of Jesus Christ may go forth and all may hear. May God continue to bless you and others through you.